Hi there. Welcome back to my video series chronicling my time through pain rehabilitation at the Mayo Clinic. I just came off of doing my 3-day weekend, so I only had a couple days of the treatment and then 3 days of weekend that I had to figure out what to do. So I was able to actually keep myself fairly busy, which is good. I have made friends with some of the people in my group and was able to go walking to a really beautiful park here really close to Rochester, Minnesota on Saturday, and then Sunday I went with two of the women to a town nearby about an hour away called Weaning, which I guess they make shoes, which I had never heard of, but I'm sure some of you probably have. We had lunch near the Mississippi River, which it was absolutely gorgeous. Like I said before, the weather is absolutely beautiful here, which definitely helps in being able to get out and about and focus on other things. So that was fun. And then Monday I was going to get some shoes because I do not have good walking shoes. And I decided to use that as one of my exercise for the day was to walk to downtown Rochester, which is about 20 to 25 minutes from my hotel. And they have like this big like underground mall area right next to the main Mayo Clinic campus. And what I did not know is that everything was closed for Labor Day. So, but I ended up walking around for like 2 hours, which I probably shouldn't have done. So one of the things that we are learning in treatment is modification, and I didn't really modify. I just kind of kept going because I was trying to find the store and I couldn't find it. Everything was underground and it was all like a maze. And I got really stubborn because that's what I do. And I'm like, I'm going to find this store even though I know it's closed. Yeah, so that was dumb. So I actually called my husband and I was like, so I've been walking around for 2 hours. Probably shouldn't have done that. But I could probably walk back to the hotel. It's only going to be another 25 minutes. And he's like, no, call an Uber. So I called an Uber. And then I took it easy for the rest of the day. But because I didn't do modification, what happens when people with pain, chronic pain, have a moment where they're feeling a little bit better and they go, and then and so happened, and I woke up at 3:30 with a migraine. So, but although I woke up at 3:30, I was able to take some medication, relax a little bit, went to therapy, got to the program today. So that's good. So my first weekend, I was I said in my previous video, I had a little bit of an anxiety of trying to like figure out what I'm going to do because I had to write it all down, what I was going to do, then what I did do, and did I do what I said I was going to do. And I had to finish filling out my form, which was what techniques did I use, what tools did I use that were good, that worked for me, what are some things that were a challenge. And so it was nice that I was able to find some stuff to do, and actually I mostly followed my plan, so that's good. There's still some stuff, of course, I need to work on, but going through Tuesday through Friday where I'm there all day and being able to do the stuff, I think coming to this next weekend I'll have some more stuff solidified, and I already am making plans for this weekend to see two of my really good friends that live in Minneapolis. So I'm excited for that because I haven't seen them in years. So so that should be good. And another thing they're doing is trying to wean me off of medication. I talked before about the Fiorset that I've been taking that's probably making things worse for me. So They're weaning me off of that, and also going to try to wean me off of my Ambien, which I've been on for the last few years to help me sleep. So, of course, a little bit of anxiety associated with getting off of medications that I am used to using for pain and sleep. Oh, also Soma, which is a muscle relaxer. So, I met with, they do rounds the beginning of every week, and so you meet with the whole team, and that was one of the things I'm like, if I'm not taking Fuoricet, do I take Tylenol? Can I take ibuprofen? Is that okay? Am I not supposed to take anything? And I think this is kind of my trial of do what I think will work for me right now, and I write it all down. We write down all the medications we take throughout the day, and then they'll circle back next Monday and kind of see where I'm at. And the goal is, using the other tools that I'm learning here to not need the medication. And maybe I don't need the medication as much as I thought I needed the medication, but you get into those habits when you've been dealing with pain and depression added in, I think is a big part for me. I think that's why every time I meet with the team or different members of the team, they feel like, and I agree, that this program was really good for me because yes, I have chronic pain. I have migraines, and they're not going to cure my migraines, but I can control my migraines probably with migraine medication that I take, like when I get a migraine that's not Fuoricet, but a specific migraine medication. And then the other tools I'm going to be learning here, and a big component of that is helping with the depression, which just exacerbates everything. So I agree with them. I think this is a great program for me and where I'm at within my pain and depression journey. I definitely think I hate being away from my family, but being away from the chaos of my house, it helps me to just focus on me and doing the things that I need to do. So, and learning the tools I'm learning here. So today was good. I managed to get through most of my physical therapy all by myself, and I did pretty good. I was actually surprised with myself. So, especially because right after, we alternate what time we go each day, but every other day it's right after lunch. It's not when I really want to be doing exercises, but I did good with that. And so let me think of things. So yeah, I talked about moderation and modification, which I need to make sure I don't overdo it so that I have these crash from, highs and lows cycles, and try to stay more even keeled. Which within that, it's, I really should, do the 25-minute walk and then rest for an hour, have lunch or sit at the park, read a book, something, but I didn't do that. So that's something I need to work on for sure. So we also talked today about sleep management, which was a perfect day because when I was in rounds and they're talking about weaning me off of the Ambien, and I'm like, how do I sleep? Like today I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. I tried to go back to sleep. I tried to do the deep breathing and some meditation and just relax myself, but it wasn't working. So we did talk about sleep cycles today, and I'm sure everyone knows, there's we have those normal, the sleep cycle, circadian rhythm, but we can get off, right? We do things that will not help us really maintain that sleep rhythm that we naturally really have in us. So it was really good information about that. I think a big thing for me, because of the depression, again, this is such a big part for me, is I spend a lot of time in bed. A lot of times it could be migraine, and then there's also times where it's just depression. At this point has gotten me to where it's hard to get out of bed. It's hard to get up and do things. especially when I'm feeling out of control and there's a lot of chaos around. So I spend a lot of time in my bed. And if you're in your bed doing things that's not sleeping, then your body's doesn't really associate your bed with sleep, and that makes sense. I kind of think of it like when he was explaining it when we had babies and we wanted our babies to sleep overnight. We were really good about making sure there was a routine. They went to bed at the same time. They were in their own bed. And we had to get them to where they would go into their bed sleepy and then put themselves to sleep. Because whatever you use to put yourself to sleep becomes what you need to put yourself asleep. So, you know, babies sometimes will get pacifiers and then they have a hard time breaking the pacifier and they need the pacifier to go to sleep. And so sometimes that can be hard to break. And I think it's a similar thing with, us adults too. If you go to bed and you have to have the TV on, then you associate the TV on with falling asleep. I mentioned, sometimes I turn on a podcast and put the sleep timer on. Can I do that? Can I put the podcast on? Is that okay if it's helping me to just not think about other things? And the bottom line is if it works and you get good sleep and you're not dealing with insomnia or even waking up, in the middle of the night, not being able to fall back asleep, then cool. That's cool. I think for us here, we just have to reset ourselves to where we can go to sleep. And I think this can happen. I know my husband deals with this where he'll get in these bad cycles where he's not sleeping well and he has to reset himself, which is I'm just going to stay up all night and then not go to sleep until my bedtime, when my real bedtime should be not 12 o'clock in the morning, but 9:30 at night or 10 at night if I have to wake up at 5 o'clock the next day. So, and the guy in my treatment was yeah, that is a way to do it because you basically want to make sure you're waking up about the same time every day and going to bed at the same time every day. All of that, it's intuitive and everyone really knows. But I think the biggest takeaway for me was the not being in my bed. And even here in my hotel, it's kind of worked out. I didn't plan it this way and it just happened. And I say things happen for a reason. I'm supposed to be in a studio because it's the kitchen, and there's a washer and dryer and living room and bed, and it was supposed to be a studio, but they upgraded me to where I'm in a little bit better version. So my bed is walled off for the most part. There's a little opening from the living room, and I think so you can probably get sunlight in there. But what that means is I can't sit in the bed and watch TV when I am watching TV in the evening. So and I've mostly been sitting at the, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. This is my hobby to keep me doing something while I have nothing to do in the evenings. I'm sitting at the island putting together this. He's almost done getting his head started now. My little Charmander. So, and when I'm done with that, I can move on to the bonsai tree Lego set that I got from my friends in my care package. So and I did a puzzle already. So it's just keeping me here doing things. And a lot of times I won't even turn TV on. I'll just kind of do this for a while. And it's kind of like my hobby to have something to do. It was overall a good day. I'm trying not to focus on pain I have because that's not going to go away quickly. It's just more of keeping myself moving, doing all of the steps every day that I need to do with stretching and relaxation and physical therapy and things like that. Keeping my mind busy when I am here. So cooking and doing my puzzles and things. So today was good, and we'll see what tomorrow has in store. I'll talk to you later.